Hello there, everybody. This is Bill Sparks from Gilead Ministries. I really appreciate you stopping by today. I'm really pleased to have the opportunity to share one of our volunteers' stories with you. She is currently celebrating her 10th anniversary as a survivor for cancer. And we are proud of her, proud of what she's done around here, thankful for the time that she spends with us. She's normally here 4 days a week on the average, sometimes five. She does a number of things around her office. She'll talk about some of those, but we really rely on her for a lot of computer stuff. She helps with databases. She helps with online stuff. She helps with Facebook, just a lot of different things. And she had promised me that when she got to her 10th anniversary, she would share her story on one of these videos for you to see. So our warrior today we're going to talk to is Madge Scott. Many of you know Madge. She has been around the area for a lot of years, grew up in Miss Sinewa area, Gas City, and just has been a real help around here. You also know that Madge likes to enjoy life a little bit and chuckles quite a bit. So we're thankful for her. We're thankful for her involvement with Gilead Ministries. So as we get started here, we're going to take some time and hear Madge's story. So Madge, would you please just kind of tell us how everything kind of transpired as far as your cancer diagnosis?
Okay, so in June of 2013, I'd been having some issues where I could only walk a few feet and I'd have to stop and catch my breath, but I still kept going, because I had things to do. And then the day I ended up in the hospital, it was a Sunday, and I was getting ready for church, and I about passed out twice. And my youngest sister, she was questioning whether I should go to church because of that. And I said, I just feel like I need to go to church. So we went to church. And while I was at church, I pretty much had caught my breath just sitting down, but my heart kept racing like really fast during the whole service. So afterwards, we went to our older sister who lived in town to see if she could take me to the emergency room because I knew there was something wrong and I needed to find out what was going on. So she took me, and when they took when they got me into the back, they took my blood pressure, and both numbers were under 100. So with my collaring, because I was pretty pale at that point, they took me straight up to critical care, where they proceeded to try and get blood out of me to to run all kinds of tests. They were poking my fingers and just pressing them like this, and some of the blood coagulated before they could get it to run tests. Well, in all that time, they found that my hemoglobin and my iron were extremely low. I received 7 units of blood. I was on that floor for, I want to say, 3 days. It was kind of traumatic for me because the room I was in was 2 doors down from the room that my mom had passed away in 10 years ago. I made it through. Um, so when I was released, the next day I was scheduled to have a colonoscopy because during that time they'd done an MRI and they found a mass in my abdomen. And so they needed to go in and look to see what it was. So they couldn't complete the colonoscopy. I went home and I was going to Bridges to Health, and they knew that I needed to have this colonoscopy, so they reached out to another doctor here in Marion, and this doctor agreed to do the colonoscopy. So I had the colonoscopy, and then 10 days later on the 19th, while I was in her office, she told me that I had cancer. A lot of things just go through your mind, but also nothing goes through your mind because you just can't really think, like, you know, wow, what's going to happen. So she gave me a referral up to a doctor in Fort Wayne. And my brother was the one who was taking me back and forth to his appointments, and he was probably one of the biggest pillars of support I had because he had been through cancer before. So we go up there, and the first thing the doctor up there does is order a CT scan to see if the cancer had spread, and it had not, which was an extremely good thing for me. So the next few appointments before we scheduled surgery was just going up and him going over all the risks of the surgery and just other little things. So we scheduled the surgery for October the 21st. I was actually pretty calm. I was ready to do the surgery before then. I even asked the doctor on my last appointment, I said, can we just do this now? It was a pretty lengthy surgery. It was probably 6.5 to 7 hours long. And then I was up at Lutheran for about 4 days. So after the surgery, I was told that I wouldn't have to do chemo because of the type of cancer I had. It was non-responsive to chemo, but I did do 5 weeks of radiation, which went really well. The only issue with the radiation, the plan was that they didn't have any guidelines for having a sarcoma in your colon. So he had to come up with an entirely new plan for my treatments. It's given me a new outlook on life and a way to deal with anything that pops up, health issues or no matter what. Because things happen in life, and because before, you would get sick, you'd worry, oh, is it going to get any worse, any better, when? But now it's just, if something happens, I just take it as it comes and deals with it, because that's all I've learned, that's all I can do. I can't change it. And I've decided if by some chance, it comes back or something else pops up, I know that I can handle this, and I have the support system behind me that will be there for me. As long as you've got your support system behind you, you can pretty much get through everything. If you're going through any symptoms or having them and you're not sure, go get checked out, because I believe that if I had not gone to the ER that day, I may not be here. I mean, that's how bad it was. Because it's better to find this stuff out early, in my case, as it was, than to have it go on and, and you're not going to make it. I got involved with Gilead from a friend of mine who kept driving by here, and I kept coming to her mind. So I got an application, filled it out, and met with Teresa. And then I started volunteering out front one day a week. And now I do stuff here in the back. I help with Facebook, with mailers, and pretty much anything else that Bill or Teresa needs. But my first real interaction with Gilead, and I didn't even know that it was Gilead, were the 2020 bags. That I received one while I was going through my treatments. And I just thought it was really nice that someone took the time out of their life to make up these bags for people they don't even know.
Madge, could you kind of help us understand, because I know you're involved in a faith community, could you tell us about that experience after going to the hospital and learning about what you did and how your church came around you to encourage you while you were facing cancer treatment?
This was all because after I got my diagnosis, my church prayed for me. The church I was going to, it was basically just like a family. The pastor called me up and had everybody get around me, and they all put hands on me, and they just prayed it, and I felt all that. I felt all the love they had for me, and they were another source of support that I needed. And I woke up the morning after with this peace that only God could give, and I knew I needed that peace with everything that was going on, and He provided it for me. And I thank Him every day for that.